Hey, how we doing? Uh, Coach Q right back at you guys. I know it's been a little bit. Today we're gonna look at some NFL film. Obviously, I know we just had the draft happen now it's about a week ago. I know obviously got the off season ahead of us and whatnot, and I know a lot of people, discussions and whatnot with the draft, but today we're gonna just look at some old this past season film, week one Packers and Eagles. Like I mentioned before, I used to work with Green Bay when I had the Bill Walsh fellowship internship. So seeing some of these guys blossom and kind of make careers from themselves, at least from the offensive line room, but just in general, I mean, it's kind of cool to see because I know the starting left tackle when he got there. He was drafted, I believe. He was a later pick from Penn State. I mean, he's probably going to end up getting a really good payday here soon. He had a really good season. Obviously, their left guard, he's kind of their Army knife, Elton Jenkins. He's kind of play all three positions, so he's a very valuable guy. Their center, Myers, I believe, just signed a new contract somewhere else. And they also, I'm not sure who's their starting right guard here, but I know if it's who I think it is, I believe he's also in that same draft class as left tackle. So, but see what they got here. Looks like they got some little split zone. Also, Tom, he's a part of their draft class too, from Wake Forest. All right, so let's see. All right, so yeah, it looks like we got a little bit. May like could be. Look like it's inside zone. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So front wise, you're getting sort of a 4-2. You're getting the Sam on. So what I mean by like the Sam, and then really, I mean, almost you could argue this is almost kind of a bear type of deal. Because you got almost excuse me, three guys in the guard box here, but nonetheless, you know, Will, Mike, Sam is up. You got your in, nose, your three tech, and then your rush up here. So, and it looks like obviously center ID'd. Let me go. Center ID'd this of the Mike. So this is the first play side combination, which he probably ate it. So he gave some presents for the backside guard so we can get there. And then looks like we're seeing this backside to here, and they're bringing this guy back to crunch back on this Sam. And essentially, these turn into solo blocks, base drives right here. Let's see. I mean, I know that's an ass whooper right there. Jordan, is that Jordan Davis or the guy from Georgia? Yeah, so it looks like which that is the guard that I was talking about. So it's P and P, and what I mean by it's P and P is position and power step is kind of what gets him beat right here. Let's look at that one more time. Go to the next play. So first play of the game. So his first step, obviously, is going to get some width, right? So probably could have got a little bit more width on that first step, but really it was like his second step. Yeah, see how his second step it I mean it it crosses his midline and I mean it essentially puts him off balance. You know what I mean? So that's why he obviously ends up kind of eating shit here. But I mean, obviously I know, all those guys are great players, but those little minute details is obviously that's what gets you beat in the league. Anywhere, not just up front, but I mean anywhere. So they're bringing the same little motion now. Let's see what we got. Oh, again, I'm a, I'm a, oh, we got that. Cash apps. All right. So getting some very wide nines here. All right. So the line sliding it to the right. Essentially, you got six man pros like the back's checking before he gets out. So it leaves the man side. This left side, the left guard, left tackle. Oh my God, that's like, Jesus, that's picture perfect. So let's look at this left tackle right here on this set. So as we discussed before, if you guys remember, we discussed wide techniques. So if you could fit another body inside this this rush, that's defined as wide. Like this guy is a wide nine. So look at the left tackle's feet on this play, though. I mean, this is a really, really good set on this wide technique. Again, see, I mean, closing the distance. At some point, that nine's gotta meet you. You know, obviously, it might be scary that being him being that wide, but at some point, again, he's gotta get to the quarterback. Otherwise, he's just working up the field if he stays that wide. All right, so it looks like they started off empty. They hit the back in. Get a pretty good play there. Let's see it from the butt. So they're getting a three down front. They're mugging this backer. So they full slit it. And again, going back to it, whenever you're a three down in protection, as far as for the line, instead of it being a three-man slide, it becomes a four-man slide. So looks like they're obviously they're communicating that there. The right guard saying, "I'm obviously with you, center." That's a pretty good stab right here by the center. And again, the key part about this stab is he keeps his eyes in his gap. You know what I mean? Like he's providing presence for this backside guard to get there, and that's why he's in pretty good position now to get there as a backside guard. Another good set by the right tackle on that wide rush there too as well. Yeah, so whether back and four down, and you're gonna get a lot of motion. So they're running some type of insert. You have a receiver coming in the box. Let's see how this looks. I've always been told, man, you never trust receivers in the run game. Shoot, I might be wrong. So you're almost getting like a 4-3 kind of look. So let's see. Okay. So yeah, I like this. So we're running. They're essentially running. So it's like essentially it's duo right here. And instead of it being a sort of 12 personnel tight end, they're just bringing this receiver back in the fold. So right here, the play side combination, this first combo's working here, getting really good movement on this to this backer. This backside combination's pushing it out here and fanning it backside here. Y is responsible for this, and then their H or their whatever you want to call it, their F is coming. Essentially, it turns into a kick, almost like a kick out kind of block there from that type of thing. Because you could also do it too to where you could just essentially like essentially turn this into a wall type of deal where you essentially build a wall like my president here build a wall like Trump. But no, I like this concept. That's a really good. I mean, look at that. I mean, obviously you probably want let tackle stay a little bit square, but I mean this is like teach tape combo right here. Let's see if they get off to the backside backer. Yep. I mean, that's where as soon as this tackle fits off to the second level, I mean, essentially that's where the cut is right there too. Boom. I mean, now that's obviously that's Josh Jacobs. I mean, I mean, look, it's taking four guys from him to bring him down, but that's I mean, I like that. It's really good. Anytime we can run duo, I love it. Duo. Motion, bring them back. We're running wide zone. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. So motion. All right. Well, we got the two. I mean, because they're running wide zone weak. So we got, and the biggest part about running any outside zone, wide zone, I mean, let's see exactly what they're trying to do. It looks like it's, man, so let's see. Almost looks like the center almost over. This thing, I see, I see, I see. So again, this play side combination is working to number 17 here. Essentially, your base reaching this, trying to get your head across. But again, it looks like since he's so wide, the play side tackle's essentially probably making the call like, I'm not going to be able to reach this, so I'm going to be strong with my inside hand, his right hand in this case, and then this backside combination is right here. See what they have the tight end do. He just they have the 13 go to 29. Oh, no, okay, yeah, that's what I would figure. So that's not bad. Now, granted, I just obviously we don't get so what the obviously we will want this right guard to be in a better position right here, but I just don't know why the center's trying to almost overrun this. Unless again he's just trying to tell the tailback to hit it here. But again, it's kind of hard to do that because we don't get the backside reach. Get the if you get to the backside linebacker, it's a really big play in most cases on outside zone or wide zone. So, oh, they must have tempoed it. Okay. So tempo wide zone. Oh my, get a touchdown here with a shot play. But another thing too is not a whole lot of tempo in the league. Yeah, man. I mean, but these guys aren't even set. These guys aren't even set. Oh, this first career touchdown. So I get back up on the line, split it to the left. Got a real good pro. Even the cameraman's not even set. That's how fast they was moving. Ah, they call a flag. They must have been like, damn, it sucks. Took a touchdown off. Yeah, all right, let's see. It's like, all right, so we're sliding to the left, which means obviously this right side's man here. Looks like they're trying to have a game with these interior two. That's a really good set by this right guard. See, again, I know these guys aren't set, but essentially, as pro man, you got to snap out of your stance. I mean, that's really good by the right guard, snapping into a set and then passing off that game between the interior twist right there. Got a little bunch. Looks like we got three down front with these backers mugged up. See if they still bring this pressure. Yep. Ah, flag on the play. So usually too, again, kind of just going back discussing this whenever it gets the butt shot. So again, this is a three down front. Now, when these backers again break the when they break the heel of the D lineman, like this picture, it turns into a bear front. So I'm assuming all these guys made the center made a call like bear, 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 bob, 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 which means again big on big. So again, I'm here at the center. I'll set vertical, and we all get vertical a little bit in our set, so we can pass off any twist that they want to bring or whatnot. That which it looks like they were bringing all five of those guys, but no play. Looks like they're punting. Looks like they were gonna go. Oh, it's fourth down. They were going. Pretty good punt too. Pin them inside the team. All right, so let's look at Super Bowl champs. Let's see. First play, you got 12 personnel. Ah, all right. So that's another thing too. I think when you get in this kind of set, like defensively, it's very like you're gonna get a pretty base look from this defense. You know what I mean? Like obviously they could mess around and move this guy into a seven, in this case a six or nine or whatever the case may be. But like you're gonna get a pretty they're not uh making this an over. Like they're not putting a three to the strength. The three is backside. So you got the shade here, six, nine. And you got almost, I mean, essentially a 50 backer, 20, three, five. So let's see if they would have had a play here. So it looks like this first combo is going to number seven. So they're here. Gosh. All right. So this first combo is going here. We're here. Backside or second combination going here, and then this backside combination goes to whomever becomes three. Essentially, probably could even take it right there. So, um, now I don't know if this looks like it's probably a stretch and puncture type of deal where um we're trying to get outside, but if that nine doesn't let you go outside, then tailback on his third step can make a decision. But we would never know. So we got bunch, motion. Ooh, all right, so sliding it to the right here. So again, left guard, left tackle, we're on the man side. Now, one thing think this guard can probably, obviously the backside guard, he gets, he's in front of the this two, three, this wide three. One thing I probably would advise him to do, like he's taking now, granted, he might be taking a vertical set because I know one thing too is he probably expecting maybe this to happen where he's here and then this guy ends up looping here, but he's got to at some point start to fight with his three technique. You know what I mean? Because like look at where he ends up in relation to the QB's drop. Like he's almost right on top of him. You know what I mean? Pretty good play, but 29 there. You got two islands, like essentially you got quarters coverage. Ooh, oh, Lee Housen, that's good tackle. Good tackle by the left tackle. He said offensive lineman or All right. Like quick snapper. Yeah. So again, we're sliding into the looks like they're sliding into the right again. Oh man, yeah, these guys, Jesus, really good coverage, really good play. All right, change of possession. Let's see what the Packers end up doing here. So we're in empty. Ooh, that's not good. A little dancing. All right, so what? All right, so what are we trying to do? That's another thing too. Empty, you can't like you got to make sure you're right on these pros. So it looks like we're sliding to the left, so we should be sliding to this pressure. I guess it's you just the eyes just don't see this. So again, just if we're sliding to the ABC side, right? I mean, by rule, by rule, right? By rule, right? This slide side tackle, the play side tackle here should be accounted for this because it looks like he's trying to stun inside. Now getting probably telling his tight end to chip this DN before getting into his route. But it looks like his eyes just aren't peeking this thing out here. And let's look at the wide one. Let's see if there's any indicators that let us know that this pressure might be coming. Let's see. All right, so now it might be a little difficult to, I'd say, probably see this, but I would say the biggest thing that probably tells me that this guy's coming is so he's sugar footed. And what I mean by he's sugar footed, like he's in a running stance. Like so pre snap, right? God, he's about to get a little rusty with it. So not necessarily that, but here, this type of stance, like it's kind of hard. Like look at not granted up, like look big example. Like look at this guy's stance. Look at this stance. There's a big difference as far as like even footed, could be able to change direction. This type of stance, I got no other choice but to really push forward with my weight. So, with that being said, another reason I could probably tell why there's probably some type of pressure coming is because we'll see it from the butt. But this Mike backer though is pushed over the guard. Like I mean, he's a 30 backer. So we talk about again, defenses aren't going to leave gaps unaccounted for, right? Nobody's lined up in this A gap. Somebody post snap is going to get in that A gap. The pre snap, nobody's lining that A gap. Post snap, somebody's going to get to that A gap. I'm trying to say. So get the sack here, and does a little dance. We'll see what happens. Oh, that might have been a flag. Doing a little zone read. Might be something. All right, so no, this is actually duo. Duo. duo, duo. So you're getting almost essentially like a 4-3 kind of box, even though I know there's technically not a third backer here. This essentially this corner or whoever fits here will essentially become that third backer in a sense. So here in the count, again, play side combo, working here to the mic, and then they're essentially fanning this here, fan it right there. Big, big block right here by the tight end. So let's see. I mean, it looks like they essentially get everything washed down. That's why the ball's able to cut back. Because I mean, by alignment too, running this play, running duo right here. I mean, by alignment of that backer, right? Like it's almost telling you if thing's gonna hit backside or not back, but hit somewhere in the C, like it's gonna blast out here somewhere, whether it be in this C gap, D gap. It's not gonna hit in the A gap, just based on this guy's alignment. All right, so now one thing you probably could like would like to see this receiver or this second guy fit in is probably really like right here, and then run and let this guy make a tackle, right? Like let the girls make a tackle, let the corners make a tackle, which they don't get paid to do, right? Safeties, you get paid to make tackles. So we're back in the 12 personnel type of look, little jet or long motion, play action. What are they trying to do with this? Got to end up motion. So obviously you got like a little post or over, whatever you want to call this route. I would essentially, I would assume this guy's probably trying to get back in the fold. He kind of loses his footing right there. So play action. So they're essentially running play action off of the duo they just ran, kind of. All right. So empty again, bringing him again. No. Sliding to the right. Let's look at this. Let's look at these the guards. So again, this guy's off your body. Like, look how wide this. Look how wide this three. I mean, essentially, this guy's a 4-eye, right? I mean, he's lined up on the tackle. Now, I mean, this is a really good set by the guard closing the space. And again, you never want to cross this midline. What I mean by that, like, you never want to cross, like, and have your hat right here down the middle. Like, that equals death. You give that guy a two-way go. So that's a really good set by his backside guard. See where this hand gets on the punch. I mean, that's good. I mean, again, this guy's also a pro too. Now, good extension. I mean, the space in pass pro is a D lineman's friend. We want to be able to take away that space. That's why you see these guys rush out wide. They trying to, again, try to influence us to take bad sets up front, but that's why we want to eliminate that space. Again, it's another good vertical set by tackle too. Let's see what they do here. This play. Got a wheel going. Oh, screen. Okay. Okay. So a little slip screen. So always in the screen, right? You're gonna have a kick seal, and you're gonna have a guy leading because they got rid of the rack kill. So the kicker in this case ends up being the center because the guard has a three technique here. So the center gets out first, so he becomes the kick, comes the seal, and then the backside guard is trailing on the lead. KSL take our three here. And no more Mason Crosby. He was Green Bay's kicker for a while. Texas. Let's look at this. So we got two by two. Whoa, I mean essentially almost kind of like a, so not really. But what we trying to run here? Is this just inside zone? Ooh, ooh. Looks like it almost looks like it's supposed to be duo, but I'm pretty sure this is duo. But man, I mean, this is what happens. Again, POA. If you're at the POA, you can't have this happen to you. I mean, this is a really good job by this defender. I mean, really just kicking the shit out of the tight end. Now, I'm pretty sure the reason why this happens is because this other tight end kind of screws his buddy and hits the ground, so he ends up tripping over and falling onto that. Yeah, that's why again, duo should never cross over to the backside. I'll give him the tight end some sugar. Little RPO bubble type of deal. Little wide zone. Man, I mean this guy's been in the league for a while, man. And just look at and that's against Sean Gary. That's a dude, and I mean, obviously Lane Johnson's a dude. It's like typewriter feet right there. I mean, look how wide he is too. The wider he is, the tighter your feet must be. The wider he is, the tighter your feet must be. I mean, just look how he closed the space on this base. Now, granted, again, he probably feels he can't reach it, so he is strong with his left hand right here. He keeps him in this gap. Doesn't try to let him cross back into the play here. Now, again, I know obviously they don't hand this off, but I mean that's really good feet. Oh my God, no, Jesus, what the hell? New center. I mean, he had a really good season. Now, obviously, there's some type of miscommunication, center and QB right there. Oh, we gotta be running duo. All right, so let's see what we do here. Motion the Z in, turn into a wall. Yeah, I call. I was about to say that's what they flag on Jesus. All right, so now we got new Garden. Now, again, this tight end, they're expecting some type of movement here, right? Like, which I think that's why he kind of takes that footwork he's taking. I mean, look, like even essentially the him and the like that guard right there does a good job. They're probably calling some type of call here in order for them to take that type. because there's looks like they're expecting some type of movement, some type of run through. But again, with that, we got to be good with our hands. If defenses are moving side to side, we got to get our hands. That's all they're worried about is trying to get into their gaps. They ran the exact same play. It's a better result. A little wide zone with the bubble. Now look how this tackle again. This tackle. He's still very good. I'm not getting very good up and coming left tackle. I mean, again, that's against Brandon Graham. So again, the wider he is, the tighter my feet got to be, right? So I would say his mm, his see how his first step really doesn't gain any ground towards that nine, which is why he's essentially stuck in place. If we gain a little bit more ground, get a little bit more width on our first step, I think he's able to at least position himself in a better spot on this if we obviously handed it off here. Because if we do hand it off, I mean, he's in the hole and the back isn't really able to make a cut on it. This is I mean, look at this. That's a really good fit by the backside guard. That's a good fit by the center. The play side guard is about to get himself in a really good fit. I mean, we just don't like running the damn ball in the NFL. So, but no, I mean those are good fits aside from that play side tag. Ooh, stay up. So yeah, I remember this. So again, empty protection, and I'm pretty sure it's that type of deal where. So I remember being in the room and this happened. Obviously, there's only five to protect against these. This five to protect against six because they're bringing quarterback's hot, right? But I do recall that on this protection, the backside guard, which I mean, this is why these guys are pros, right? So what has to happen though is that I got to stab, like essentially punch the rush out of this two or this three that's turning into an A gap player uh post snap, right? So I got to punch the rush out of him, but then I got to get a piece of this. I mean, it's a bitch, but I do recall them drilling this, and whenever we were, or when I was at OTAs and stuff. I mean, that was one of the things I picked up on with my time being there. I thought that was, I mean, pretty interesting. I mean, like that takes nothing but reps in order to get that to happen. I mean, hence this is what you get whenever obviously you get that picked up, right? I mean, you're able to get the ball out, and the quarterback doesn't take a hit, which that's obviously running duo here again. Yep. Oh my God, duo was not been great for really either side so far. All right, so obviously, I mean, we're essentially in the high goal line type of deal, like on the 4 or 5. So can't block them all, right? But I would still assume this is the combo they made their deal to. We can't block this guy. This is their combo going here. Obviously, Wise got that. Whatever you want to call this. I mean, I'm used to calling this the H. Z's fitting up on probably this. We run off this guy. And then obviously we fan this out. That's what I would think they would probably have done. Because here, if I'm the center, I'm trying to bump this right guard off in order for us to get a piece of that guy. So at the end of the day, if you get a piece of this, if you just get a piece of this, this guy doesn't is nowhere near the play because again, the play's being ran right here. So we can't like yeah, you don't want backside guys making the play on dude because now again, we don't have anybody blocking that safety, but again, we know that you can't block everybody on the goal line. Running duo again seems. I also goes for it then. Can. So really, that's I mean, this is like good, good fit. When you can't see the space, when you can't see any space in the double team, that's how you know. I mean, that's exactly what you want, right? So they can't split the double team. They can't do any of that. That's really good by really all three levels. So now let's see how we fit on the second level. Ah, damn. So here, if I'm the center, right, and that's the thing too, is like I almost remember the way I taught my guys whenever I was at Nichols was like we got to be able to the center combination. We got to be able to play for fallback for this back. What I mean by fallback is this guy again. Duo the ball is being run like behind you, like in this case, is being run on your backside or like your right side. This is the play side here. So once I get in this combination, I got to understand I'm probably the one coming off on this combo more times than not, unless like what happened literally the previous play, this backer tries to run through here, then obviously the guards got that taken care of. But if this guy, in most cases, is he going to scrape across this way or this way? So it's like a gap combo or a deuce and a GH uh power, you know, like it'd be no different if this was the play side tackle on a three technique. You know what I mean? Like the guard, pick it up, put it down, but I'm trying to own that three technique if there's no movement. So same kind of coaching point. I'm trying to run through this guy's hip and knock this guy onto the guard so I can be able to climb to this. See the other combinations. I mean, that's really good. That's really good by the guard and tackle, right guard, right tackle there. Because yeah, I would imagine pre-snap they probably communicated that these combos, that these that the center guard combos working a 17, this play side combo is working a 53, and this combo is working a 8. And then they had the receiver trying to dig out this corner here. So I mean, really everybody's blocked up on the play side. If they get this, if they get what they want, I mean, really they should walk. And then obviously if they run off a two, but so they got the first down. A little nub set here. Oh, Teddy. Oh, what happened? I know dropped it. It's a really good play. Must have been a OPI. Got trips again. Oh, I love that's nasty. I like that. I like that. So if you guys remember, they just ran the same type of motion and ran duo out of it. Now they're play actioning out of it, essentially running an over here. I mean, it's almost essentially it's kind of like flood. sense where you're getting, yeah, no, I mean, no. So you're getting, let's see again, let's see again. You know, delete that. So getting the same type of action where you got this slot inserting in as if he was supposed to block, but it look like he's got the corner. Look like the number two's got the back pylon and one's working back in and the tight end slam slipping. They boot into this. They got the guard pulling. It's really good blitz pickup by the tailback. So now we got second and about five. Going duo again. Play action. But I mean, again, that's the same type of motion they've been doing for duo, right? So kind of motion into it, play action out of it. I just can't get these routes open or protect for it. But got bunch here. Like they were almost setting up for mesh and then like returners. They whip that guy back out. One good pro. It's a pro pocket. It's about as best of a pocket as you want. Take their three. Let's skip it. Next possession. So you got bunch getting a two by two. So looks like you got kind of like a little stick type of deal. Not necessarily like a three buzz, but like since you're getting sit like it's some sits and then you're getting outs by about one on each side, whatever you want to call that concept. Let's see this. Cool. Yeah, they did it. They did a ton of this. I mean, especially since I mean they did a ton of this too. And they had Kelsey, the center, did a good job. So like you're getting a block, like a good down block. They just man in the backside too. And I guess they're just saying that Mike back is so deep that like we're not we're not worried about him in the count. Because I mean, if he makes the play, he's gonna make it for like about 4 yards. We'd rather have the center look for who's ever gonna insert for that in the flat area. Ooh, it's a good it's a really good comeback by that right guard. He was Kenny Clark. I mean, the league and some even some colleges, big time colleges, they just it's pre-snap indicators that guard. So I mean, that's a really good jump by the freaking D tackle. And I mean, Rashawn Gary. See how everybody else is still in their stands, but that he's got him beat right off the snap. But then he's able to reset, uh, drop his hips, catch the power clean on this bull rush. Really good job. being able to reset and get himself back in the fight on that. 'Cause that could have he could have bailed out and been a puss as far as not taking that bull rush, but he did a good job sitting in there. We got a little zone read here. Arcing the tight end, 25, yeah. Oh, let me see. So what do Ooh, I love Wayne Johnson's footwork here. So yeah, let's look like we're running just a base inside zone. Now, I'm assuming like maybe who ends up really. I mean, yeah, essentially he ends up making the play. It's a freaking DB running. So 55 is the read key here. Now, there's some cases too where you could have this backside tackle whenever he feels this guy try to cross his face, he loops it and he ends up hitting 25 right in the face. And then you will have the this tight end up blocking, I believe, 20 that ends up coming back in the fold. Now, since they're not doing that in this picture, they're having Lane Johnson see how he's kind of galloping or trying to tempo his footwork down. So if he does feel the reduction by this defensive end, he collects it. So that's what it looks like we're getting from this backside tackle here. So a good collection here. Now, like I said, now you're like, I would think like somebody's got to be wrong here, right? Like the tight end, I'd assume was supposed to hit 25 right in the face there. Because if you're not going to do like what I mentioned in that first place, have the tackle loop, then that should be the tight end's block right there. Because tight end knows for sure I'm not touching the read key. This is the read key, right? I'm not touching him, but I'm touching the first thing outside of him, the flat area defender, the bad. Where's my? There it is. So, which it looks like. I mean, like if you look at how he looks like he's kind of lost there. But I mean, he obviously plays football, so taking 20. Georgia. So pretty good set there. You got a little trap hand by that left guard there. Little 3-by-1. But the tight end's up. Doesn't have his hand in the dirt. All right, so we running duo. Look like they're running duo with the bubble here. How they blocking this bubble? Just going MDM. Yeah, essentially MDM. They're throwing it off of, I guess this guy's leverage. So I mean, yeah, 'cause it looks like. I mean, maybe it's play action, but nah, it can't be. I mean, look at how the guards work. That's an RPO. We'll finish up this drive. And, yeah, it's the end of the first quarter. So now second, 12 personnel. It's running verticals. Verticals got a nub running the corner. Oh, booting or in the pocket boot, I should say. So what they're doing is everybody's essentially like blocking down. So we're down here, down, still get the back block, and essentially I mean, you don't get a gap hinge on boot. I mean, you just setting here and then kick out C gap defender since we're in the pocket. It's a good job. Now, granted, not the cleanest, obviously, but trying to this backside guard or this right guard, excuse me, left guard tries to get himself like right now he's not in a good spot. I'm talking about this guy right here. He's not in a good spot to help out his center here. So what he tries to do is he like U-turns back into it to try to get himself in a position to get, be of service to that double team. How the tush push, banning it. Ball is ball. I know. Look, they didn't even get it. Still 4th and 1. I guess they're gonna do it again. Ooh, got him. Good shit. And I mean that's a really good. That's really good. In these type of situations, trying to get the double count, a hard count to get that happen because now you get a whole set of downs to work. Ooh, gosh, there, got him there. We running inside zone with a split. Well, they do backside. Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's what it is essentially. Let's see. So again, play side first combinations, working a play side linebacker, backside combinations here. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to set this guy up as if I'm blocking down, but then I arc out, and then we should get essentially like I mean, it should be a good shot on their DN there, but that's not even needed. I wonder too if it's like one of those things where like this tight end could make a call of a 7 or 9 in a sense of like if I make a 7 call, I'm telling this H he's kicking the 7. If I make a 9, then I'm taking the 7, and then I'm letting you kick the first thing outside of my me going down in the zone. I mean, that's how zone is, an A to A run. Duo. Man, these tight ends, man. Tight ends are ruining duo. I mean, they've been trying to run it at 55, and he's just, I mean, that's not, well, it's a stalemate that time. Stalemate still equal wins for the defense, at least in this play, if you're at the POA. So again, just looking at it from the count perspective, it's backside combinations working here, front side, it's working to this 50 backer, should be down here. Soon we be right here. And I mean, really, pre-snap, if you look at this, yeah, the ball probably should have a chance to blast right in this A gap right here. But let's see. I mean, see exactly what happened. So you're getting movement as far as that three techniques, not staying in threes, trying to cross the guard's face. So A gap's done, right? And then looks like it's two crossing back across the center's face. So it's just not a really good football play. And then freaking AJ Brown doesn't want to get in the fight. Doesn't want to get in the fight here against the freaking who's that 20? Whoever comes in the fit here, 'cause that guy should be blocked too. Yeah, I mean this guy should be blocked. Not want to get in the fight. Never trust receivers. Never trust them. They're getting a nub, getting a orbit motion. Oh, Teddy got our first touchdown. All right, this will be the last play we look at. So they're running boot again. Now it's just boot versus blitz. So again, gap over man and protection always. So obviously you still got the block back on this A gap player. We're back right here, right, staying in our gap. We're down here. Looks like the tight end. What is he doing? Is he in the pro? No, okay. He's like late to it. Okay. But good job staying gap over man and being able to pick up that pressure. So no, I mean, getting back to what we started with this channel, watching some NFL stuff. Um, you know what? One more thing before we go. Like I said, I know there's been a lot of talk of the NFL draft. Kind of my take upon the whole thing. Let's just look at 2025. I just want to look at the first round. So look at the first round. For like an image of this breakdown. That's blood. First round picks. That's on picks. What do we have? Um, who is he? I don't know why it doesn't have it. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong place. There it goes. All right, so I'll just pull this back up. All right, so kind of my takes on it. I think, you know, obviously we knew first everybody knew the first pick was going to be Cam Ward. I think that's a solid pick. Um, the Browns they're trading their pick back. I mean, and giving it to Jacksonville. I think that obviously maybe they just probably weren't ready to have Travis be a part of their organization. They were just really in love with Mason Graham. I don't think it's necessarily really a. I think it possibly could be a win-win for both. 'Cause, I mean, the Browns still got Miles Garrett that they're probably looking to lock down, uh, and obviously adding Mason Graham. I mean, I think that'll add more to their defensive line. Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. Obviously, you can't. I don't think that's a bad pick at all. I really like that dual Carter. I think he's the most physical. Like he like kind of almost like looks like Michael Parsons a couple of years ago as far as his makeup and his build. Very talented pass rusher. Very just. I think he's still kind of raw, but I mean, if he'll be fine. Will Campbell, I like a lot. I like his mentality as far as from an offensive line perspective. Like, dude is like the one quotable he said as far as like a defensive lineman could have one sack a game, and he's He's a first round draft pick. An offensive lineman gives up 1 sack a game. He's working at Amazon. I mean, that's very, very true stuff. Uh, Ashton Genty, obviously, I think really he should have been the Heisman Award winner, but he's a solid running back, 3 down running back. I think he'll be fine with the Raiders. This offensive lineman actually don't know too much. I mean, I don't really watch the draft like all these guys make up, but I think anytime you get a lineman from the SEC, I mean, you should not. Granted, I know there's been plenty that haven't worked out, but SEC is always a good mold coming from offensive lineman. I think he wasn't the. I'd say the biggest tackle I liked a lot was Kelvin Banks, and I mean, I thought he was supposed to be like, I mean, obviously he went in the top 10, but I thought he was supposed to be a top 5 pick. Another guy that surprised me that dropped kind of a lot was Tyler Warren. I thought he was overall the best tight end, even though another guy, the kid from Michigan, is a really good tight end. But I think Tyler Warren kind of is more versatile, especially when it comes in the run game as well. Um, what else? What else? Matthew Golden sliding down. I think is a really solid pick for Green Bay. Um, Jackson Dart. Now I know this pick surprised a lot of people. They thought this was gonna be the pick that Shador would have gotten. But man, if you guys have watched, I didn't watch all his film, but one thing that I do think was kind of refreshing and just that John Gruden, that Barstool kind of deal he had going with the quarterback kind of school, that really kind of opened my eyes. I think he'll be a solid quarterback to come here in the years. Just a competitor, man. He'll be fine in the league, I think. Now this guy right here, uh, now I don't know what is off the field. I think that's the reason why he slid a lot, but he'll be solid, I think, for the Falcons. This pick, I mean, if I had to throw my hat in the ringer as far as my favorite team, the Ravens, I really like this pick. The kid from Georgia, just looking at what I saw from his highlights, I mean, man, he was calling the defense as a freshman or making checks and calls. Like, so he's obviously a student of the game. Um, and then I mean, seeing some of the plays he made as a sophomore, I mean, he'll be fine, especially in obviously Ravens is a defensive minded team, but he'll be fine. Now I know the biggest surprise of the draft is seeing how Shador fell. I just think, and this will be kind of my last thoughts, and then I'll kind of close this. Um, my thing is, man, when it comes to that whole makeup, the thing about Shador is like he also doesn't even have an agent. So not having an agent, your dad being who your dad is, which I think I like Dion. I think he's doing the right things when it comes to saying the right things as a head coach, um, morals, like, morality. I do think he's fostering some good culture into Colorado and whenever he was at Jackson State. However, it's just you never seen this many cameras in a locker room. You never seen it turn into a reality show where, you got Amazon specials of just seeing exactly what is happening at your program. Like obviously you're gonna have the media asking questions. Like we all seen like Nick Saban's interviews and his staff and that type of stuff, but like we never seen it to this magnitude. And I think that was kind of positive and a negative because obviously, on ESPN and all that type of stuff, these last 2 years, all you had was them talking about Colorado, right? But I ultimately think, man, uh, Shador, he's a very talented quarterback. Like he has, I think, what you would want. But here's the downside, I think, of like a quarterback like him. He's a traditional kind of pocket passer. He's not very mobile. Um, and being a first round pick, like he he hasn't done it. Like he hasn't won a game. He hasn't won enough, I think, where he was at. Like his biggest win was probably the win against TCU, and obviously he had Travis Hunter. He had some weapons with him. Like I think the Jimmy Horn kid. I think he got drafted. He's a very he's a speedster. He's that kind of guy, like a John Ross, like somebody like somebody that could run, that a deep vertical threat. Like that's why like he obviously was a very good player. I think the Webster kid ended up getting drafted or uh, undrafted pick somebody ended up taking him there too. So like there was it's not like there wasn't talent at Colorado. Like I'm pretty sure that's probably it's been a while since they had that many guys drafted or even you know uh, pros from the last several years, which obviously that's a accreditation of Dion and just the eyeballs that brought to Colorado. But again, I think that's something that's negative because like it just hyped up his son and his son on the field is not I wouldn't say really a problem. Like I said, I think he's still got some steps to make in order to be where he wants to be at the next level in the NFL now. But his personality, as far as off the field and interviews, again, who knows how he interview whenever these NFL teams. That's I mean, like the Dallas Cowboys pick the guy that from Bama, the guard. That dude was not. I'm pretty sure on a bunch of mock draft pit or mock drafts. But the reason he probably rose his stock is because probably how he interviewed. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing with like Mason Graham. Like everybody knew he was top defensive tackle, but essentially the Browns took him over Travis Hunter, which means they really are invested in the kid, and I think that's Shador's issue in the NFL is that he thinks the NFL needs him, which is quite the opposite. And obviously his dad was very similar, but like his dad was a freaking dude. Like he was a dude. Like Shador is, and again, this a quarterback. A quarterback is supposed to be, a quarterback, the leader of your team, the leader of your franchise. Like so, like when Patrick Mahomes, like hell, Tim Tebow, um, Josh Allen, like all these other guys that have went through the draft and their process, like guys like Peyton Manning, even Tom Brady, like they weren't as loud as they when they entered. Like, you know what I mean? Like he like that's what I'm saying. It's just it's different. And I think that's why he slid. And on top of it, again, his ability, like everybody knew the difference with again, like Cam Ward, even when he was at Incarnate Word, like balled out. Like he took them to their first national championship in years. When he went to Washington State, balled out. When he went to Miami, balled out. Now, granted, he could have probably won some more because I think Miami has some really good pieces still. But like, I would argue if you would put Shador like on an ACC team, on a SEC team, I'm not sure if you get the same production. Like he was good at where he was at. Like Colorado had some solid pieces, but like if he was really that good, they would have won a Big 12 championship this past season, but they couldn't do that. So, and I'm not saying like it all rides on him, but like or like for example the game that they had against freaking Wisconsin, they got their teeth kicked in, and he didn't have a good game. And you know what he did? He blamed the freaking offensive line. Like that's stuff that a quarterback doesn't do. So I mean, again, that's just my 2 cents about the draft and probably why. Again, I know Shador is the biggest thing to talk about. We're talking about a fifth round pick. It's almost it's almost like in hints of the NBA where they want to talk about LeBron James and whenever his son entered the draft, we're talking about LeBron James' son, not talking about the guy that ended up winning Rookie of the Year, which I don't even know his freaking name, or the guy that was taken first overall. Like nobody knows those names, but everybody knows, you know, Dion's son. Even Shiloh, I think, is a really good player, but he was undrafted. He still has some holes in his game, but I think he'll be fine on an NFL roster. Like he's a hard nosed kind of kid that I think is very humble, more humble about himself than his brother. But yeah, man, those are my thoughts. So, glad I got a chance to kind of look at some film with you guys. We'll probably be back at you looking at some other film as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you're always feel free to voice them in the comment section. If you stayed around this long, go ahead and just, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We'll be right back at you. So glad I got a chance to be able to chop it up with you guys. We'll see you guys later. Coach Q is out.